Alright, so this video is going to be over the recent linkage that there is for Griezmann for Barcelona and like my opinion on it. For me, he's not a great fit for the team, and even though some of the team wants him, like Rakitic, like some of the people that are already there, they want him. For me, it's not a good fit. And like after his past like downfall with Atletico in the Champions League, for me it's just like it's not even gonna help us. Just to be honest, and like for me, there's better people out there. For me, I'm just gonna give my opinion. Just the player who I see is like fit for our club, and who like I would pick up right now because he's young, and he has a lot of potential. And for me, that's Piatek, who is playing in AC Milan. And for me, he has some insane records, and like his stats are better than Griezmann's, just as a center forward, as a number 9. And I know that's his position, and I can't really compare them in that sense. But for me, he's more clinical in front of goal. He has a stat of like 7 goals in his first 6 games after he moved from Girona to Milan, and to me that's pretty impressive. Like he made a big old move from one club to another, and he's been scoring like in every single game. I know it's at the beginning of the year, but he's proven it with the stats. Like if I pull him up, you'll see how clinical he is in front of goal. And to me, he's a perfect center forward, a number 9 that we're needing. And I feel like he could be the future after Suarez, because he's eventually gonna have to leave after his age. And these are the stats right now. These are his stats for Girona. He has 9 goals for the league, and then 2 goals in the Coppa Italia. So that's about like 11 goals right there, and that's just for the first part of the season. And like that's pretty impressive. It's pretty decent, for like a first half. He's looking like he's gonna average like 20 goals a season. And I know we were linked with him before, but for me, for like these stats, for the age he is, he's 23. I mean, he's a pickup because I know he's gonna be popular in the future, and if we can get him right now, that'd be a great deal. And then these are his stats with Milan for the second half of the season. So he has 6 goals in the Coppa Italia and 13 goals in the Serie A. And this is just the second half of the season, and these are just with Milan. So like if we average his goals out, he's actually averaging about like 32 goals this whole season in all competitions. And that's like excluding Europa League, because he didn't get to play Europa League because Milan didn't qualify after that. And I mean, just to me, with those stats, it's just more impressive than Griezmann. And then like if we look at Griezmann's stats, he made 15 goals in La Liga and 9 assists, which is like pretty decent, for like a average player. But like from the type of wages, the type of money that he wants to be getting paid in Barcelona, and the type of money that they're gonna pay to get him there, it's not really well justified. I mean, at least you got to be making 20 goals. But I mean, I know if you look at all his competitions, it's pretty well justified. But I mean, if we just look at the ones in Champions League, it's all right. 4 goals. I know he was knocked out like in the quarterfinals, but still, or no, it was like the round of 16. But still, like I mean, I don't think he faced like that hard competition in the Champions League. I don't remember his group, but to me, I mean, if you're gonna be one of the forwards, you gotta be scoring more than 4 goals. And like I know I can't talk because I know Messi has had some low Champions League seasons, but I think in this one he scored like 9 or 8 goals. And then if you look at the Copa del Rey, he actually just has 2 goals and 1 assist. So I mean, it's pretty impressive, I guess. I don't know how far they made it in the Copa del Rey, but I think they were knocked out by Madrid or somebody else. I can't really remember, but I mean, I'm not really sure of the stats, but to me it just shows that Piatek is just better than Griezmann. He's younger. He's 23. Griezmann is 28. I mean, for me, he scores goals of all sorts. He's a number 9, a true center forward. And if you just average Griezmann's goals out for like the whole season, it'd probably be like 21 goals, like the 15 in the league, the 4 in the Champions League, and the 2 in the cup. I mean, 32 to 21, you do. That's like I don't know what that's like a difference of 9 goals, and to me that's just a bigger margin. He's just the player we need. Griezmann is more like of a wing type, maybe a false nine type. Maybe he could play the center forward, but to me, if we're gonna go for a center forward, we might as well just go for Piatek. He's younger. He's gonna be there for way more years than Griezmann. Griezmann probably has like 3 or 4 good years in him still. And we just need someone to depend on, someone to score the goals instead of Messi. And for me, that's Piatek. And he has another thing. He's taller than Griezmann. I know that's kind of a low or kind of a dumb statement. Probably not even something well justified. But for me, we need height. We need height in Barcelona. Like probably our average height is probably like 5'9", and for maybe that's like probably average for soccer players. But for me, that's not good. Like we don't even score headers. Like if you look at all our goals from the season, we probably have like 6-7 headers in the whole thing, and they're probably all just Piquets. But for me, that's like another way we could score goals, because he'll be good in the air. I mean, he'll be the best replacement for Suarez, in my opinion. I mean, he's already doing it big. Like he's changed clubs. He's been facing like harder defenses. Like the Italian league is really well known for their defensive play. And like I mean, if we just keep going, we just keep looking at the stats. Like he made 22 goals. Like that's more than Cristiano. He placed higher than Cristiano in the top scoring charts. And I know Cristiano had an off year and it wasn't his year. He wasn't like the best in the Serie A, and he missed like 7 games. So we can't really judge him, but like at the same time, he's placed higher than Cristiano. He placed 3rd in the overall charts, but like I mean, he had to move from one club to the other, but he was still in contention for the highest score in the league. And I know Quagliarella actually won it with 26 goals, but I mean, he was just 4 off. And Duvan Zapata actually made the same amount of goals. He made 22 goals, so he's just tied for 2nd. So I mean, he was so good. They actually made Milan forget they had Gonzalo. They even loaned him out because they just bought Piatek, and he was just more clinical in front of goal, which was what they were looking for. Like they had a problem, they bought the person, he solved it. And the same thing we just need to do in Barca. Like we're just simple-minded. Like it's simple business. We have the money. Just get him, and he's gonna start scoring goals for us. And like another thing that just impressed me is like just the amount of center forwards like Poland has been producing nowadays. Like we all know Lewandowski, we all know his class. He's been doing it for a bunch of seasons, and now Piatek is coming up the ladder, and he's just been blowing out of the water. And then at the same time, I didn't even talk about Milik, who's like in Napoli. He's another forward that's Polish that's also got like 17 league goals. So I mean, they have a lot to look forward to these next few years with Milik and Piatek and their team. But for me, he's just the perfect replacement for Suarez. And I know you could say he's probably not as proven as Suarez was. He's not scoring as many goals, but when Suarez was in Liverpool, he was scoring like all these insane amount of goals, like all types of goals. And I guess like I could say that Piatek is more like of a poacher. Like he just more sits around. He's more of a center forward. He's like that 6-yard box. I'm getting like everything that comes my way. And like I feel like that's just what we need, because Barcelona can get there. We just don't have a forward that's gonna finish in the final third. And like I know Suarez is pretty clinical up there, but I feel like just having something different. I feel like Piatek would just give something different to Barca that we've been missing, with like a true center forward, a true number 9 that has like good height. He's like 6'1". Like we're gonna start scoring headers, so they can also be the wingers can also start putting in balls, and like there's actually someone in the middle that's gonna win the ball. And that's just something we just didn't have. That's just more amount of goals that we're gonna score that we couldn't do before. And then like one stupid probably comparison is just the way they celebrate. I feel like it's the same. Like Luis Suarez is the pistolero, and Piatek also does like the pistols. And for me, like that's a stupid comparison, but like I guess it's fit, you know. It's kind of destiny. But I mean, like I don't believe in that stuff, and like you don't have to either. But for me, it's just like the guy we need to get. He's the one on the market that's probably cheap. If we're talking business, we can get him now for like probably like 60-50 million. or maybe probably more. I don't know how much he went for. I think he went for like 30, 40 to Milan. But like if we buy him now, you could sell him for even more later if it doesn't work out, because he was at Barca. And at the same time, like, he's just a cheaper buy instead of Griezmann. And if Griezmann doesn't work out, like, what do we look like? We just look dumb. Like, we just lost the Copa del Rey against Valencia, and if we don't react now, we're gonna become a meme. We're gonna be like Madrid, like where we lost, like we haven't even lost Messi, but because we don't have any type of play, because we don't know how to play without Messi, we can't rely on anybody else. No one else is gonna score goals. That's why I just say, just get us a number 9, a true number 9. But you could say that in the Copa del Rey game, Suarez wasn't there, but it really doesn't matter. I mean, just with Piatek, if we bring him to the team, he's just going to solve a problem that we have. I know we have problems in defense, but in offense, we just need a center forward. It's that simple. He's cheap. We should get him. Bartomeu, just do what you need to do. And I feel like if you just we just do these things, we could just be a better team in the future. And these are just my opinions. You don't have to agree, but this is just something I wanted to say. And I feel like this is the solution we need to go with. And it would be much appreciated if you just leave a like and just stay tuned for the next video.